In this video, we're going to talk about microdosing everything and how you'd be surprised at how many people, now that we get to interact with a whole bunch of people through consulting and otherwise, I'm a part of a lot of Facebook nootropics groups too. I get to see just how many people respond to very, very low dose nootropics and they don't require higher doses. I want to talk about it coming up.
Cortex is the productivity stack. This is the stack you want to take for total mental energy, total mental dominance, total motivation, verbal fluency, focus, and the drive to get work done. Get the Cortex Nootropics Stack at livecortex.com. Feel what it feels like to fire on all cylinders.
All right, let's do a minute of Product Pro. Number one, we get a stack. It's called Cortex. It is strong. If you really want to find out what a nootropic stack should do for you and should get your brain to perform like, get the Cortex Stack. Get it at livecortex.com. Right now, it's $29.99. Coupon code 5 takes it to $24.99. That is dirt cheap compared to where it normally is. Link is in the description below. Buy 2 bottles. Number two, we wrote 3 digital guides. These are the most useful digital nootropic stack lists on the planet. They got stacks in them and they are very powerful stacks. You'll never see them anywhere on the internet. These things are powerful. Get those guides in the links below at livecortex.com. They are incredible. The NOOPEPT Pro stack list is got the best stacks in the world in it. Lastly, we do Nootropics Consulting. It's a 40-minute call with me, 15 additional email correspondences. We do everything from consulting with folks that are in business and run companies or work for other bigger companies and need brain performance to, 55-year-old dads in Australia that need more energy and brain performance. And get all that stuff at livecortex.com for powerful nootropic products. Okay. So check this out. I've been an advocate of microdosing nootropics for a long time. I think I've found that certain compounds work in far lower doses for me than in higher doses. Like the GPCs and the CDP cholines of the world are like that. I require lower doses. These days I require lower doses of uridine monophosphate than I used to. Uridine is one of those compounds that really requires less over time because it's doing so much upregulation of things like neurogenesis in conjunction with a choline source and B vitamins and DHA. I think sometimes I microdose Racetam, sometimes I microdose oxiracetam, and I get benefits from it. Same with NOOPEPT, same with many other compounds, to include PRL853, frankly. 2 milligrams, 1 or 2 milligrams PRL853 compared to 5, it's different, but I still get a benefit from 1 or 2. I was in a Facebook nootropics group recently discussing this, and I think somebody asked the question about look, how much alpha GPC should I be taking? And I responded with, look, I don't really know for your brain, but I can say this. I can say that I deal with very many people on a relatively regular basis relating to nootropics, and most folks come in taking GPC as an example on the very high end, and they're getting side effects, brain fog, whatever, tiredness, lethargy, this sort of thing. And then when I tell them, look, the recommendations for GPC particularly are entirely too high across the spectrum, whether we're talking about examine.com or we're talking about Longevity Form or wherever. I think what you're seeing is people believing that studies that are done on rats or studies that are done period are applicable to humans, and it's just people lose their intuition sometimes and believe, oh look, the study says it must be true for every goddamn buddy, and it's just that's terrible. Most of the time the studies are designed, if they're designed incorrectly or wrongly, it's not gonna apply to you. And so you have to choose your experience and find your experience over that. Stop being disconnected and stop trusting, this nebulous word of science, which is heavily influenced by many other factors that might not always be accurate. Anyway, that's a separate conversation. Well, so I basically said to the guy, hey, look, I know that people take their doses very low in GPC and they actually get good results. And then somebody else responded in that thread with, yeah, I do that too. I basically microdose NOOPEPT and I get the best results from it. And that is really awesome. And that's kind of one of the things I want to say to folks. If you, NOOPEPT particularly, it's a brain-derived neurotrophic factor and nerve growth factor facilitating nootropic compound, more than likely some optimizations of cholinergic signaling. When you take NOOPEPT, if you've taken NOOPEPT to the regular dose, which is 13 to 15 milligrams, and it's too much for you, it gives you memory issues, it gives you brain fog, or there's something wrong with the NOOPEPT dose. There's something wrong with how it's affecting you. You're not quite getting like what everybody else is getting from it, and you're like wondering why. You just might be one of those folks that are going to respond to very, very uber low doses of it. And I'm talking about like the 3 to 7 milligram dose range on NOOPEPT, okay? Sounds crazy to some people who require 10 or 15 or 20 milligrams. But some people are going to require such lower doses, and they're going to get great benefits, equivalent to those that might take 15 milligrams and get significant benefits. You know, I know people that take 5 milligrams of NOOPEPT, that's all they can even stand, and it's fire for them. I mean, they sit down, they focus, they got their brain back, it's incredible, right? So it all depends on the degree to which you need optimizations in the particular signaling or underlying neurochemistry that the nootropic works on, okay? So consider it. If you're one of those folks that is just like not responding to nootropics favorably, they're giving you side effects, because nootropics have side effects just like string beans or coffee or whatever, everything in the world, exercise, then just consider that you might be one of those people that needs to microdose. And let this be some validation that very, very many people, I'm telling you, I'm seeing it more and more, very, very many people respond to really uber low doses of nootropics, and it's totally awesome for them. And the higher doses of all these nootropics compounds just give them side effects, okay? Hope this has been some validation. Thanks so much for watching.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching the video. Thanks for being with me. Ryan Michael Balla here. Check it out. These 4 are our powerful nootropic products. So start from the top. You're going to want to hear this. Number 1, the Cortex Stack. That is our powerful pre-made stack. This is the stack you want to take if you want to get work done. Let me just be serious with you. I created that stack running a company 18 hours a day to get my brain to have massive verbal fluency, total motivation, right? Total overall mental fluidity, lots of mental energy, lots of drive to work. I mean, entrepreneurs need brain performance. We created that stack for people that really, really need brain performance and ain't messing around. The Cortex Stack, get it at livecortex.com. You will love that stack. Those digital guides, we'll start from the Racetam guide. That guide is a digital stack list of some of the most highly effective brain state specific Racetam stacks on the planet. I mean, basically you're getting oxiracetam, piracetam, aniracetam, phenylpiracetam, coliracetam, faciracetam, nephiracetam, pramiracetam stacks, very powerful stacks of all those racetams laid out in that guide. The NOOPEPT Pro Stack List is a giant list of sublingual, oral, and nasal NOOPEPT stack. So we've got just myriads of lists of very specific, very surgical NOOPEPT stacks that are highly effective, time-tested. I mean, you take one of those stacks, your brain turns on, you will thank me. That thing is digital too. These are all digital, downloaded at livecortex.com. And then lastly, Smarter, Better, Faster is a digital guide that teaches anybody that's within the 1 to 2 year range of taking nootropics, how to take nootropics, how to think about taking nootropics, how to use nootropics surgically to really get optimal brain performance, to totally dominate the realm of nootropics. It gives you very many stacks, my favorite stacks, everything from modafinil, caffeine, theanine protocols to aniracetam, microdosing protocols, to uridine, ALA, Alcar, choline stacks, to basically everything else in between. If you want the most powerful stacks on the planet, if you want my personal stacks and my personal philosophy on taking nootropics, get the Smarter, Better, Faster guide. Get all these guides. Get all of this good nootropic stuff at livecortex.com. We make elite level nootropic products for elite level nootropic players. Are you one of them? Let's find out. livecortex.com. Make it happen. Thanks for being with me.